Why do some people seem completely unbothered, while others explode at the smallest criticism, the slightest insult, or the tiniest inconvenience? The answer isn't luck. It's not genetics. It's understanding something so deep, so fundamental, that once you grasp it, no one can trigger you again. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, they mastered this one truth. You are not disturbed by events, but by your judgment about them. This is the Stoic key, not to controlling the world, but to mastering your response to it. Let's break it down, not in theory, but in practice. 1. What triggers really are. We call them triggers, but what are they really? A trigger is simply a stimulus, an event, a word, a look, a tone. But that's all it is. The problem isn't the trigger itself. It's the interpretation. You didn't get angry because someone disagreed with you. You got angry because you believed that disagreement meant disrespect. You didn't feel hurt because they didn't text you back. You felt hurt because you interpreted it as rejection. Epictetus said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." And just like that, the power shifts. It's not about what they did. It's about how you think about what they did. This doesn't make you weak. It makes you free. 2. Separate what's yours from what's theirs. Here's what the Stoics were crystal clear about. There are only 2 domains: what's in your control and what's not. Your thoughts, your actions, your values, that's yours. Their opinions, their moods, their triggers, that's not yours. Marcus Aurelius said, "You always own the option of having no opinion." This is revolutionary. You can hear someone insult you and choose not to take offense, not because it didn't sting, but because you know. It's a reflection of them, not you. Someone who lashes out at you is often wounded themselves. Their behavior is a mirror of their inner turmoil. When you realize this, you stop absorbing their chaos. You draw a line between what belongs to you and what belongs to them. That's when you become unshakable. 3. Train the pause, 5 minutes. Between stimulus and response, there is a moment, a breath, a space. Most people skip it. They go from trigger to explosion, from comment to chaos, from opinion to outrage. The Stoic trains for this space. Seneca said, "No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have." Likewise, you may not stop the insult, but you can stop your reaction to it. In that pause, you get to ask, what exactly am I reacting to? Is this worth my peace? What response aligns with my character? A Stoic does not react impulsively. He chooses his reaction, not to protect his ego, but to protect his virtue. Train the pause. That's where the power lives. 4. The world owes you nothing. Most frustration in life doesn't come from what happens. It comes from what we thought should have happened. We carry around invisible contracts, unspoken rules we expect the world to follow. People should treat us fairly. They should respond with kindness. They should notice our effort. Plans should go our way. The day should unfold smoothly. But the world doesn't sign those contracts, and when it breaks our imaginary terms, we suffer. This is the trap. We expect life to play by our script. But Stoicism teaches us, life has its own logic. It doesn't bend for our feelings. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, don't hope that events will turn out the way you want, but welcome events in whichever way they happen. This is not cynicism. It's emotional liberation. The truth is, you are not owed agreement. You are not owed appreciation. You are not owed comfort, clarity, or applause. Not by strangers, not even by life itself. But you do owe yourself something far more valuable. You owe yourself peace, guarded, not given away. You owe yourself restraint, responding with wisdom, not reactivity. You owe yourself integrity, doing what's right even when others don't. Because once you let go of expectation, you rise into acceptance, and with that acceptance comes power. A quiet, noble kind of strength. The world will still be chaotic, people will still disappoint you, plans will still fall apart, but you'll be still. You'll be steady. You'll no longer be shaken by what never belonged to you in the first place. 5. What you allow is what will continue. Let's be absolutely clear. Stoicism is not passive. It's not about staying silent when disrespected. It's not about enduring pain quietly. It's not weakness. It's intention. Stoicism is about choosing your response, not surrendering to reaction. If someone repeatedly belittles you, if they cross your boundaries time and again, you don't have to yell. You don't have to prove a point. As Epictetus said, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. You teach people how to treat you, not by emotional outbursts, but by quiet consistency. You don't need rage. You need clarity. Don't argue with manipulation. Don't beg for respect. Don't negotiate your peace. Simply change your access. You can disengage. You can walk away. You can say no more, not through noise, but through action. You don't have to carry their emotional baggage. You don't have to play in their chaos. You don't have to explain your peace to anyone who's trying to disturb it. That's not cruelty. That's self-respect. Because what you allow will always continue. So choose to allow only what honors your values, what nurtures your mind, what guards your emotional clarity. This is strength. This is stoicism. And this is what true boundaries look like. 6. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. Your mind is not a public park. It's not a place for anyone to wander into, leaving trash and walking away. It is your sanctuary, and you are the gatekeeper. You decide what enters. You decide what remains. You decide what shapes your emotions, your worldview, your energy. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in Rome, wrote to himself each morning, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts." He wasn't journaling because life was easy. He was journaling to remind himself of what he controlled, in a world that often felt chaotic, harsh, and unfair. And you're no different. You get to decide what stays in your mental garden. Bitterness, resentment, rumors, outrage, and shame, or clarity, stillness, presence, discipline. You don't have to react to every insult. You don't have to absorb every rude stare. You don't have to believe every negative thought your mind whispers. You get to filter. You get to prune. You get to redirect your energy every single day. They'll still criticize you. They'll still try to trigger you. The world will still challenge your patience, your ego, your pride. But once you realize you are the gatekeeper, you'll stop being a puppet. You'll stop being a sponge for everyone else's dysfunction. You'll stop giving the world permission to control your peace. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. So protect them. Don't let just anything in. Cultivate them like a wise gardener cultivates soil. And live by them. Not once, not someday, but every single moment. Because when your mind is yours, no insult, no person, no chaos can ever take it from you again. Untouchable. Not because the world is kind, but because your response is unshakable. You stop being reactive. You start becoming powerful in the quietest way possible. This is the gift of Stoicism. Not just to think deeply, but to live intentionally, to guard your peace, to master your emotions, to lead not with ego, but with virtue. Marcus Aurelius said, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up, if thou wilt always look." And now, it's your turn. If this video helped you shift your perspective, like it to support the message. Comment below, what's one trigger you're letting go of today? Subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, emotional mastery, and tools for inner peace every single week. Your mind is your kingdom. Protect it, cultivate it, and walk through the world unshaken.